Does anybody have any, like, wicked random celebrity beef?
This is a true story about Taylor Lautner, so suck on that! Hey, what's up? It's me, Stephen Kramer Glickman. Yo, backstage, Kids' Choice Awards 2011 Time Machine. I'm backstage. I'm hanging out, having a good time, right? I'm eating a cupcake, as per usual, okay? Eating a cupcake. Miley Cyrus is standing nearby. She goes, "Oh, what kind of cupcake is that?" I go, "It's a banana chocolate cupcake, Miley." She goes, "I want one." I go, "You want me to go get you a cupcake?" She goes, "Yeah, get one for my mom's too. Get a whole bunch." So I go, "No problem." I walk to the little craft service table. I get 1, 2, 3, 4. I get a handful of cupcakes, okay? I got cupcakes between my fingers. I'm cupcake crazy, okay? Then I look to my right, and who's standing there? Taylor Lautner. I go, "These are for Miley." He goes, "Sure they are."
Does anybody have any, like, wicked random celebrity beef?
So I'm still piecing together all the evidence, but I'm pretty sure in 1999, LeVar Burton stole my idea and sold it to Pixar. I was only 10 years old and I wrote a book for the Reading Rainbow Children's Competition. My book was called Jumbo's Adventure. It was about a clownfish that got lost in the ocean, was chased by sharks. I got a letter back from LeVar Burton and PBS saying that they liked my book, but unfortunately it did not win. Fast forward 3 years later, I'm sitting in a movie theater and I see a trailer for a film called Finding Nemo. Well, LeVar, in your haste to get this to the bigwigs at Pixar, you missed some fine print. My copyright of the publishing company I owned as a 10-year-old. You'll be hearing from my lawyers.
Does anybody have any, like, wicked random celebrity beef?
Kind of, but mine is very one-sided. A year ago, Sarah Lee uploaded this post to Instagram. I noticed that there was a hair. It's clear as day. You can plainly see it next to the strawberry. But they tried to fucking deny it. So I commented, "There's a hair on it." They said, "On your bread?" And I was like, "No," in the video. And they're like, "No way, maybe it's just the way the syrup's hitting the bread." So I took a screenshot and I posted it. I added them and everything. And I'm like, hair right there. So they deleted the original post and they re-uploaded it with the hair blurred out right there. My brother found this whole thing kind of hilarious, so he commented these things to Sarah Lee, and so they deleted what they thought was the worst of the two comments, and I thought it would be funny to screenshot this and put it on my story and make a whole meme out of it. I'm gonna make a part 2.
Does anybody have any, like, wicked random celebrity beef?
My brother pushed an A-list celebrity out of an elevator. Back during the Bush administration, my brother was on Colin Powell's security detail back when he was Secretary of State. And they were in Vegas for something. For security reasons, at the hotel they were staying at, they had a whole elevator reserved for Colin Powell to use. While they're all in the elevator waiting for the doors to close, some guy walks up and tries to get in. And my brother, who is a large man, gets up in front of him and goes, "I'm sorry, sir, this elevator is reserved for the Secretary of State." This guy looks at him and says, "I'm sorry, do you know who I am?" To which my brother looks down on him and goes, "Yes, I do, Mr. DiCaprio." And then yeeted him off the elevator.
Anybody have any, like, wicked random celebrity beef?
So aside from the beef that I started on here with the cast from 13 Reasons Why, Tommy, if you're still around, water under the bridge. A couple weeks ago on Twitter, actually, you know what? Let me preface this by saying, a lot of people don't know this, but the guy who plays Alaric on The Vampire Diaries, raging Trump supporter. He also has a history of really creepy behavior with his castmates. He was writing fan fiction under a Hispanic man's pen name, which is problematic in and of itself. It was basically about Alaric, who he plays, and an underage Elena, like, you know. And he was in interviews saying that he wanted Bonnie, Elena, and Alaric to have a threesome. Like, imagine having to go to work the next day after one of your coworkers gives an interview like that and just, like, film scenes with them like nothing happened. The dude's creepy. So a couple of weeks ago, him and Paul Wesley got into it a little bit on Twitter, mainly about the Trump stuff. It still makes me laugh. You can pause to read. I really don't think what I said was that out of pocket. But this man really... Matt, sweetie, if you are seeing this, don't dish it if you can't take.
Does anybody have any, like, wicked random celebrity beef?
Oh my fucking god, yes, me and Dove Cameron just have it out for each other. So back when I lived in Vancouver, I used to work as a film extra, so I would just walk back and forth on sets. Like, it was really easy. But every once in a while, I got hired to be a dancer, and one of the shows that I got hired on was Descendants 3. This was really fun. I made some incredible friends in Vancouver, and I even got to play Cards Against Humanity with Cheyenne McLean, which is like, fantastic. But Dove Cameron, Every second we were not filming, she was making out with her boyfriend to the point where they were doing push-ups on top of each other on set and we were all waiting for her. It would ruin her lipstick, but she was the only one who could put it on, I guess. So the makeup lady would just hold a mirror for her and she would do it. It was super dehumanizing to watch and just kind of gross. But the real drama starts when the director's like, hey, you group of extras, I need you to look at Dove's character because she did something bad. I guess Dove wasn't paying attention because the cameras start rolling and we're staring at her and she goes, stop, cut. Why are they looking at me? And we're like, that was our direction. And she's like, they're not allowed to be here. And starts trying to call security on us and get us kicked out. Like, lady, we are just here for a paycheck, please.
Does anybody have any, like, wicked random celebrity beef?
Well, I usually try to give celebrities the benefit of the doubt because you never know if they're having a bad day and people are always pulling and pushing for their attention. But mine was with Tyra Banks. I was not pushing or pulling for attention. In fact, they paid me and asked me to be on her show, season 5, episode 1. The producers of the show told me I was there just to be myself and to be like, hey, you get judgment on the internet. This was like 10 years ago, but we want you to be on the show because Tyra wants to be about being yourself and loving yourself. Well, unbeknownst to me, the episode was about taking your hair out and showing your real hair, even though Tyra's over here was straightened and flattened and definitely not her natural hair, and definitely neither was this blonde dude. But before, they cut my hair and didn't tell me. This was my hair. I paid thousands of dollars extensions, which I could not afford at the time. They took it off. They took off my nails, everything. Beef is with Tyra because she was extremely rude for no reason. She told me my hair was fried. She was like telling the producers to get me off the stage. I didn't belong on her show. She didn't want me on her show. And to top it all off, they used me and didn't pay for my plane ticket home.
Does anybody have any, like, wicked random celebrity beef? Like,
so this series might get me in trouble, but this is another nicest celebrity versus kind of like scary. This was the Eminem video I was in. I was Jessica Simpson. He was Tony Romo. I was about 20 years old and I was cast as Fat Jessica Simpson. Now, behind the scenes, Eminem on the BTS, he was very like fun and just like all over the place and like loud and like he was a great ball of energy. But once it turned off, like behind the scenes, he's like, hi, I'm Marshall. Thanks for doing this. And I remember the director, Joseph Kahn, he also hated my outfit that the wardrobe gave me. They put me in a skirt. He was pissed that they didn't know what Daisy Dukes were. So he was more mad at them and kept yelling. But he would tell me, like, he would tell Eminem, like, okay, like, her blubber, like, play with it, whatever, like, you know, giving direction because I'm a Fat Jessica Simpson, which is totally fine. And when he left, I remember Marshall or Eminem being like, oh my gosh, like, you look better than the real Jessica, don't be self-conscious. Because I think I might have said I was, like, self-conscious, or I don't know what I said. I don't know. I was 20 years old. And he was insanely nice. 100 out of 10.
does anybody have any, like, wicked random celebrity beef? Like,
okay, this is not exactly beef, but it's a story I really want to tell. One time I went to this convention with my friend. She was dressed up as the cabbage guy from Avatar. I was dressed up as a really bougie Captain America. Struggle was real. Anyways, we found out that Dante, the guy who voiced Zuko from Avatar, was going to be there having a little talk sesh, you know? We're in there, he's chatting, talking all cool. And when everything's done over, he says, anyone have any questions? Immediately, every hand just went. Friend just looks at me and says, how are we gonna get his attention? Everyone just wants to ask him a question. And I looked at her and said, I got this. Didn't mention this, but she also bought a cabbage from Walmart to complete the costume. I took that cabbage and I raised it up in the air and I said, Dante! Dante, with the most confused look on his face, looks at me and says, is that a cabbage? Yes, sir! And that is how I helped my friend get a question from Dante. We've met him afterwards. It was really cool.
does anybody have any, like, wicked random celebrity beef? Like,
okay, so this is my last celebrity beef, I guess, and I promise I have some good story times. And unfortunately, this one involves Nick Cannon, who I always heard was actually a really nice guy, and I think he was just having the worst day ever when I auditioned for America's Got Talent. Now, I actually didn't talk to Nick before. The time that he interviewed me was like the first time I met him. It was after when the show had asked me to do an extra bit with Howard Stern. I don't think it ever aired, where I was like following him to his dressing room. It was completely planned or whatever. Like, Howard was really nice. Sharon was like nice, and even Howie was cordial. Nick was horrible. Nick looked at me like I had escaped in there, that I somehow got past everybody, and he literally yelled for security with nobody around, which was like, security, security. It was so weird. The judges were all there. It was like hella embarrassing, and I just was standing there, and he's just like, you need to get the fuck out of here.